Okay, in this video I'm going to be looking at step 2. Now, you should have completed step 1 where you extracted 2 maps, and these 2 maps are now placed in your main project document. This next step is where you are going to use words to describe the locations of the places you have studied. And there's a very specific way in geography we look to describe locations. I'm going to do this for Crieff, and we'll give you some suggestions for the Bray Head location, but you should be writing in as much detail, providing evidence from the map, and I'll repeat that, when you write you should always be referring to something that's visible on the map that would allow the person reading it to have a clear idea in their head where this study location is, not just where it is in itself, but what is around it as well. So let's have a little look how we can do that. Now, let's just start with Crieff. I'm going to go back to Crieff on Digimaps. So you might wish to open up Digimaps to do this. Again, if you have, indeed you might not have closed it. So here is Crieff. And if I'm thinking about the location of Crieff as an area to study, I'm thinking it's a town that's not really near any major city. It's a certain distance from Perth. I don't know how far from the map. I could find out if I use the measurement tool, for example. I could find out the distance. I could click on Crieff and stretch it across and find out how far away it is. So I could then write that if I indeed found out how far is Crieff from Perth. And I could then say that in my answer. I could type that. I could also say, mention the name of actual roads that take me to Crieff. I could mention something about the things that lie to the north of Crieff and the south, and to the east and the west. So what are the major features around that allows me as a person wanting to know where Crieff is, where is it? And we have to assume that the person reading this is given a lot of information about the location of Crieff, and they were maybe not looking at the map. So I'm naming things on a map, but you have to imagine maybe there wasn't a map there and you were having to describe its location. If I widen it out, where would I say it is in Scotland in general? Well, it's more to the eastern side, this side, than it is to the western side. When I zoom out, I can see some other key bits of information about where it lies in relation to other things. Okay, so the more sentences you write, the more description you are giving me that tells me about the location of Crieff. If we do think very quickly about the location of Bray Head, which I've pinned here, and I showed you how to do that in the last tutorial, if I zoom in, we can get an idea of Bray Head, where it lies compared, it actually lies next to the town of Renfrew. We can see a river that it's on the southern side of that. Right, there's Glasgow city centre. How far is it from the city centre? We could use the measurement tool and click on that, click on where Bray Head is, stretch it over to maybe the bus station or the train station, and give the distance that we can see that it lies from the city centre. We could zoom out, we could name some roads that it lies around. Other key features we can see as we zoom out. Gradually we get an idea about where it is on which side of Scotland, what major cities are near it, how would we describe its location in words. Okay, so you're looking to write all of this for task 2. For Crieff, you would be typing your ideas here, and for Glasgow, you'd be typing your ideas here. All of this typing should be done under the methodology.